Welcome to Driveway DIY, where we bring the shop to you. Today, we're going to show you how to replace a distributor. So first thing we need to do is establish top dead center. While you can install a distributor without setting the engine to top dead center on the #1 cylinder, the most accurate way to install a new distributor is to set the engine to top dead center on cylinder #1. This must be on the compression stroke, as this is when the spark plugs fire. The next few steps of this video will show you how to locate the #1 piston and set the engine to top dead center on the #1 cylinder on the compression stroke. These are the rockers and valves for the #1 cylinder. What you're looking for when you rotate the engine to top dead center is you're looking for the intake valve to close right before the engine is at top dead center. On the compression stroke, which is the one you want to be on, the intake valve here should be closing as you bring the engine up to top dead center. If the exhaust valve is closing, then you are on the wrong stroke and your engine won't run correctly if you set your ignition at that point. So this is the one we're going to be looking at. Okay, so here we are. The exhaust is closed. Okay, you can wiggle this a little bit. There's no tension on it. This one you can't, and you'll notice it's pointed a little bit down. We're going to go ahead and turn the engine over. Notice how that's coming up. And then slowly bring the engine up to top dead center, right there. All right, so now we're going to disconnect our spark plug wires. We have already marked these for their correct position on the engine. So this is #1, this is 2, 3, 4, etc. We're just gonna go ahead and pull off all the spark plugs from the distributor cap so that we can remove this all as one piece. Now then, we're gonna pull the distributor cap off. Little spring clip right here. There's one on both sides, and your cap will come off. This is your rotor, and this is your cap. These are wear items, and they get replaced regularly. This is what rides on the center post. As this swings around, it will spark each position on your cap. With your engine at top dead center on the #1 piston, this should be dead center of the #1 position on your cap. On this particular engine, the mounting bolt is all the way down here at the bottom on the intake. You don't have to use one of these, but it is a lot easier to get to that bolt with this special wrench. Okay, then we're just gonna go ahead and completely remove the bolt. You're gonna wanna disconnect the plug on your distributor for the wiring. So now we can just go ahead and pull this out. I want you to see what happens with this rotor bug as I remove the distributor. You'll see real quickly why it is difficult to get this in the exact same position. So I'm just gonna gently lift up, and you see what's happening to that rotor bug? It's rotating. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. The reason that rotor bug rotates is because this right here, this is the distributor drive gear. This slides into a matching gear on the camshaft. So as it slides in, these teeth rotate on the gear. This is an aftermarket high performance distributor. This is very similar to a stock distributor. There's a few key differences. We're not really going to go into those because it doesn't matter for this particular project. They're all driven off of the camshaft here, so we have to lubricate this. Also, many engines use the distributor to drive the oil pump. So if you'll notice inside here, there's a little bar that goes straight across. This will engage with the oil pump drive shaft. We're gonna lubricate this with some engine assembly lube. Some distributors will come with some. We're just gonna put a little bit of this all over the gear. This particular one uses a washer, so we're just gonna slide that on. Then you have your rotor bug, okay? So this particular one has a tab here that locks into the drive ring. Most of the time, this is just cammed, so it'll have a flat spot, so it can only go into one position. We're gonna drop that in. Now, we can take this to the car. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a bit of this assembly lube. We're just gonna take a bit of this and get it on the end of a paint stick. You can use anything you want to do this. We're just gonna take this and we're gonna put it right there in the center on top of that oil pump drive shaft. We don't wanna move it, we don't wanna spin it. We just wanna get a bit of this grease on there. The groove in the oil pump is running front to rear, so we wanna make sure that we drop our distributor in so that this is running the same direction. Let's see if we can get this to drop in. Okay, and there we go. So now, this is our number one position. So the spark plug position on the cap is gonna be here. Now we can reinstall the clamp. We're gonna go ahead and snug this up. I'm gonna use my finger to note the position, drop our cap on here, and then I can rotate this to whatever position I want, as long as one of these posts lines up with my finger and the rotor bug. This cap uses screws instead of the spring clamps, and then we'll just tighten these down. This is our number one spark plug, so we're just gonna make a little mark. So we have the number one, which we're gonna trace right here. We're gonna put a little bit of silicone paste in here. This is dielectric grease. So we're gonna go ahead and start with number one. Snap it in place. Number 8, we'll plug that one in. 4 is next. And then we've got number 3, this is number 6, 5, 7, and finally number 2. Then the last one is the coil wire, and then we're gonna snap it in place. That's all there is to installing a distributor in your vehicle. Find all the parts you need to get the job done at ebaymotors.com.